Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It's your boy EQ, and up next we have Kia Shine speaking on the altercation between Drake and himself over the allegations that Drake stole Best I Ever Had from him. And this was not a secret. We're also going to be listening to the Wayne record that quote unquote inspired the creation of Best I Ever Had, so you guys can just get a little more context. But Drake basically took the hook, and the hook is honestly two-thirds of the battle and probably the most important part of a hit song. But Drake didn't like that word was going around that he stole the record, and he obviously had a beige rage moment. It's pretty normal for people to use someone else's bars and make a song out of it. I mean, Jay even has a line about it when he said, "You made it a hot line, I made it a hot song." Everyone from Eminem to Jay and a plethora of others have done it, paying homage to the original. But the source needs their credit. Paying homage is one thing, but stealing it and calling it your own is an entirely different thing altogether. And I'm not saying that's what happened in this situation, but this was Drake's breakout hit. So him taking this from Wayne, getting that co-sign he so desperately needed, especially that early on in his career, and a host of other things that Wayne has done for Drake, makes it look all the more crazy how unloyal Drake was to Lil Wayne. But enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into the video where we have Kia Shine speaking on the altercation between Drake and himself over the allegation that Drake stole Best I Ever Had from him. Again, paying homage is one thing, but don't play Christopher Columbus and claim you discovered something that was already discovered. Alrighty, guys, so before we actually take a look at this video, let's look at that Wayne record so we can get some context, like I said. Alrighty, guys, so before we actually check this video out, let's actually look over that Lil Wayne video so you guys can get a context of what Drake actually took from the record. Let's hit play. Pretty much a direct lift. Yeah, man, so this is obviously what inspired the song. Without this, we don't get Best I Ever Had, at least in the form that we received it. All right, let's go back to Kia Shine.
Security dude is confused when he sees Wayne hug me. I get to the bar. This dude comes to me. He says, "What's up, blood? What you buying?" I said, "Man, I don't buy nothing, bro. I'm kinfolk, bro. It's our family." He said, "My boy said he got a problem with him." I said, "Well, tell your boy to come talk to me."
You wrote the record that broke.
And Drake has a habit of like sending someone else to do his dirty work. If you're so mad, why don't you go up to the dude and talk to him yourself? Because most of the time when you actually approach the person, you don't crash out, at least most of the time, and you usually come up to like a smoother resolution. So sending a goon and having that dude press this dude, asking him what he banged, is obviously going to be something that's going to antagonize the situation. Obviously, Kia Shine was smart enough to know, hey, this is probably not the best environment for me to actually crash out on these guys. And we can all look at what happened to Drown, because when he went to go and do the same thing, he allegedly got stomped out by Drake's entourage. If you're going to be mad dogging somebody the whole night, man, you might as well just go up to them and approach them.
I make a song for Lil Wayne called "Do It for the Boy." This particular DJ was like, "We can get 15,000 for the beat that you sold Wayne," and it was on the Drought mixtape. The DJ calls me and says, "Bro, why did you sell the beat that we were going to sell Jaheim to Drake?" I said, "Bro, who the f is Drake? I ain't sold no beat to nobody." Dude then took the song that I made for Wayne, you know what I mean, and made it into Best I Ever Had. But I already was signed with Universal Music Publishing. The CEO of Universal, Tom Wally at the time, was like, "We're going to give you 25%.
Definitely a healthy portion. Especially if you're a newer writer, you kind of get screwed out of the whole situation, and you're lucky to get any type of percentage. They usually just get you the bag and get you some credit. And most of those newer writers will accept it because, yeah, I'd rather get some type of name, some type of momentum than not get nothing at all.
Of this song. How they was able to do so is because Drake was signed to Universal Republic in the same system as well. It went viral because they were saying the Kia Shine wrote Drake's Best I Ever Had. Drake came out and said, "I'm lying about it."
Well, technically, he wrote the hook because Drake lifted the hook. So it's really not a reach. It's actually a fact.
What did you write?
I wrote, "We can do it real big, bigger than we ever done. I be up on everything, the other never on it. So just do it for the boy." I did the beat, then boy wanted to sample the same exact.
He chopped the master.
He take the master and do the same beat. You know what I'm saying?
The same sample they used and interpolated it on their own.
Take the hook.
Or sampled
so
it on their own.
2010, the song was nominated for a Grammy. A friend of mine's in LA, he says, "Bro, it's a spot you need to go to on Sundays is popping." I had no idea that this was going to be Drake's Grammy party. I'm walking right to where the ops is at the time. And I see this dude, he's standing with these dudes up top. And he's, you know how Drake be when he's trying to be, that hard look he be doing.
Yeah, man, it's the beige rage. I'm telling you guys.
And I was my guy, Jack Frost, and I was with this dude who trains De La Hoya. He was a fighter, you know what I'm saying? He was with us. And I'm just like, "Yo, look at dude up there. I think that's Drake." So I grabbed this little bottle, right? This hand comes out of nowhere. It's Wayne. The security who's noticing Drake is looking at me snarling. He's on the way making a beeline to me. But the security dude is confused when he sees Wayne hug me.
Obviously, boss man.
I get to the bar. This dude comes to me. He says, What's up, blood? What you buying? I said, man, I don't buy nothing, bro. I'm kinfolk, bro. It's all family.
Unnecessary,
He said,
fam.
my boy said he got a problem with him. I said, well, tell your boy to come talk to me. Drummer boy was there that night. He was like, bro, hey, man, Drake want to talk to you, bro. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make, we going to, I'm with you, bro. We going to just speak, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I said, bro, it's cool. So I'm walking out, you know what I mean? And Drake, he like, bro, what'd you tell people I wrote the song for like that? Like, I just stand up like, hey, bro, look, man, whatever happens in this club tonight, if you had a wins tonight, the Grahams live in Memphis. Your dad being on Beale Street, bro, I know your peoples. Let's talk about this and let's not make this a situation.
A street situation, obviously.
Because I'm going back to Memphis and I'm going to have the wins there. Everybody back and forth. Mac Man was like, just let them talk. Just let them talk. He said, the music all I got. I said, the music is all I have. Just
What a buffoon. Drake, this interaction is almost like a Chappelle skit at this point. The fact that Drake is saying that while he's talking to another musician whom he actually lifted the lyrics from is crazy work, fam. And this is just another moment that displays Drake's total lack of self-awareness.
Because you misconstrued what's going on, bro, I'm not finna let nobody run off with nothing that's mine. That was the conversation we had.
And honestly, I totally agree with him. If you created something and now it gets lifted, you deserve the credit and you also deserve the bag that comes with it and also the ownership. And you got to be really careful when doing that, especially when you're not clearing it beforehand, because you can end up in a position where you get no ownership at all. I mean, it's happened a multitude of times. All we have to look at is that Uptown Baby record. Steely Dan owns the record. When you look at the writing credits, it literally just says them. And that's all because they decided to put the song out, which became a hit, without clearing it first. Because they more than likely would have got a way more favorable split if they had actually done that first. Because if you don't, you literally lose any of the leverage you had to begin with, if you even had any at all. Because some people are really sticklers with their catalogs. But Kia Shine is justified in wanting his credit. At the end of the day, I would like to know if Kia actually got the payment from Lil Wayne and relinquished the rights over to Lil Wayne, which honestly seems to be the case because, yeah, they wouldn't be using the record unless they had already cleared it with whoever owns the master. But this situation definitely escalated because Drake didn't just come to him man to man and speak to him before sending a goon to press him. All right, let's actually look at some of these comments because I know they're going to be hilarious. I know some people in Memphis that say Drake family is real connected, so I'm not sure how this is going to work out now in 2025. And just because one family is connected doesn't mean somebody else isn't connected as well. So Far Gone was released independently and didn't go up under UMG till like 2019. And that doesn't mean that he wasn't theoretically signed at that point. A lot of labels will have actual paperwork on these artists, have them signed, and still have them go out as an independent act because it looks a lot more organic. We've seen it a multitude of times. His lead single was stolen. People say he got the work ethic of Pac. Got notebooks where Pac was writing himself 3 to 5 songs a day. Only books I seen Drake show was when he was a teen. And Pac definitely had crazy work ethic. The guy treated it like a job. So did Lil Wayne. They would go in the studio in the morning and leave 8 hours later, which is the reason why they have so much music in hard drives and the reason that we consistently still see new music from those people that was recorded decades ago. And I do think that Drake does write. It's just the fact that it really seems that his biggest records were written by somebody else, which might be the reason why he hasn't caught that hit to last longer than a week since 2018. And it's probably the reason why his music hasn't evolved, at least lyrically. The Canadian Thief, What You Do in the Dark, obviously always comes to light. But this was something that was pretty known. Damn, what a cornball from the jump. He was talking shit, great artist, but not a rapper. And I definitely agree there. It's one thing to claim you're a great artist, but when you want to call yourself a great rapper, one of the big pillars of rapping is actually writing. So if you're not writing your best stuff, then it obviously takes you out of the equation for a lot of people. Even veteran Nick Irvin, the whole certified killer, called Drake out.
Gave people the green light on him. Like
Drake could put a green light on you.
Absolutely.
That said that when they see you, to fuck you up, and he'll cover all the expenses.
And this is Drake singing.
This is all just karma circling back.
Drake, light-skinned Drake. People often talk about rap being the WWE, but it seemed like Drake might be about his business.
No, Drake's not about his business, because if he was, he would do the work. The last time Drake put in work,
True.
he had a sling on his arm. And the other work before that, he was in the wheelchair on Degrassi. We all know.
And guys, he also got pissed on and didn't do anything about it. So he obviously has never really put in work like that. But the problem is when people like this get money, it actually enables them to pull off all their fantasies and try to cosplay as a mobster, which is something that Drake's been doing since what, like 2016? And obviously behind the scenes even longer. I mean, we saw it with 6ix9ine, man. As soon as he goes and gets some backing behind him, now he's calling hits and doing all sorts of crazy shit behind the scenes and wants to cry about the ramifications later.
No, Drake's not built like that. That's why he goes out to find pussy men to do all his bad work for him. Because you got to be
Top
a pussy
five.
to do that for another man. I can't fight this dude, so I need you to fight him for me. What is this? Like, that's some, like, bitch-made shit, man. That Charlamagne should throw hands with Drake. And we all know it don't take much to fold up Drake. I seen Drake jump on the stage and, like, break his shit. We all know Drake ain't built that way. He got the laser on abs or something. I don't know. Laser.
Had Charlamagne.
Also, the man unit. Don't forget about that, man. And bro really cooked up Drake. Drake kind of admitted this on Pound Cake, Paris Morton Music 2. I was rapping with Jaws over beats that I shouldn't have in the hopes for the glory. And yeah, desperation leads a lot of people to do some crazy things. But again, just give people their credit and everything will be straight. This ain't gonna work. Drake the GOAT. And you should probably spend a little more time streaming his music so it doesn't fall off the charts. All the way back in 2009, about to dig deep. Kia Shine has been full of shit his whole career. LMAO, literally even his writing credit on Best I Ever Had, has a sample credit. If you guys knew anything about the industry, you would know that that sample credit is because it was an interpolation. He took the lyrics and redid it himself. As in, he produced Do It For The Boy for Lil Wayne, and Drake interpolated it for the hook. He running around acting like Quentin Miller. No, fam, he is not. Again, you have no idea about how the industry works, but these are the people that usually be the loudest. Classic Drake didn't even write his own breakout hit. Everyone write for everyone in the industry. That ain't new. Just a bunch of airheads in these comments. And it's definitely a very common thing. People take hooks all day. Now, whether you're using a full song, that obviously takes you out of the conversation forever being included in a best rappers list. I'm stealing this. And yeah, man, this picture will live on forever, man. One of the cringiest pictures ever taken by a rapper. Honestly, by anybody. This is nuts. I know Drake claims he was doing this for like a homie. They were doing some type of student film or some indie film. But for a person that allegedly threatened to sue Degrassi for putting him in a wheelchair and crashing out because he thought that was going to ruin his rap career, this is obviously something that has done way more damage than any of that stuff ever could have. And I know he's telling the truth because he used to play that Wayne song to death before I heard of Drake. Boy Wonder seems to be a common denominator in reference tracks and ghostwriters and discovering songs for Drake that would eventually become hits. And that's the job of a producer, especially executive producer, which Boy Wonder has been multiple times. And Boy Wonder understands that, yeah, sometimes you're going to need a little extra help when you're trying to come up with a hit for Drake. He wrote the hook to a Wayne song that Drake ended up using, but that doesn't fit your narrative, I guess. And this guy's the only one actually coming up with this narrative because this is exactly what Kia Shine said. It's okay to like Drake music, but that doesn't mean the things everyone says is false. He is definitely a culture vulture. He's had ghostwriters from the beginning, and his entire modern image is crafted. It's not him. And that's why some people have these huge identity crises when that image they've been cosplaying as gets torn down. They've been living as someone else for so long that they forget who they truly are, or they remember who they truly are and they don't want to be that person. That man is a professional thief. He would have folded Drake up at the time. Kia used to look like an NBA player walking around back then. And that's why Drake sent somebody else to do his dirty work. Drake is a hip-hop colonizer. He extracts value from the inputs of others and does not expect to compensate creators fairly. You'd better learn that history because you are the recipient of an imperialist tradition. The colonizer tag is definitely something that stuck to Drake for a long time. This is a classic. You don't have one. LMAO, damn thief. And that's why it's a better idea to just be humble, fam. This is the master manipulator Kendrick was talking about. Your best work was a shine pack. And I see what you did there. Pretty clever. But that altercation was definitely a manipulation move. You're saying that this is all you have to another artist, one that you actually felt inspired by to take their lyrics. Karma came $1 billion too late, 15 years of hits late. Drake looking at me snarling is hilarious. He wasn't going to do shit but stare in anger. Same shit he did to DeMar. And that was ridiculous because even Chubbs couldn't keep a straight face. He wanted to laugh his ass off too. Damn. And fam, if I'm not mistaken, he didn't even come up with the 6. He allegedly took that from one of his ghostwriters because Drake is the type of person to literally say every line in a record unquestioned, even if it seems like he's talking in the third person. And something like this happening in the industry, honestly, is not really uncommon at all. Like I said, it happens all the time, especially when these artists have this huge pressure coming from the label to come up with a hit and come up with it fast. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Kia Shine played it smart in the way he handled the whole situation? I honestly think that it was probably for the best that he handled it that way, calm and level-headed, because at the end of the day, you're in somebody else's party. The fact that Drake sent his goon to talk to this guy first is something that obviously for anyone else probably would have antagonized and agitated the situation to a level that it probably didn't need to be. And just another moment of beige rage for Drake. And Drake, I'm going to reiterate this again. You can't tell an other artist that art is all you have, fam, because that's all he has as well, man. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. I really want to thank you guys so much for continuing to make this channel a part of your day. It honestly means the world to me, and all the love and support that you guys continue to show this channel on a daily is overwhelming and probably the biggest reason why I make these videos. I really want to let you guys know how grateful I am for all of it. I do want to send out a big shout out to all of those joining YouTube memberships. Small way to support the channel, but definitely goes a very long way in helping out. And a very big super thank you to all those that have been sending super thanks. Again, I want to send out a personal thank you to Renee for another awesome super chat. And I truly want to let you know how much I appreciate your support. I'm definitely looking for your take on this and hope you guys love this video. Master manipulator indeed.